The Scale Assistant is new to Cubase 11, and I'm going to show you how you can use it to make sure you never play a wrong MIDI note into your project. Let's start with these two loops from our previous video. I've got a drum loop and a keyboard loop, and if I play those together, we'll be able to get a flavor for the notes that are involved, and we already know that audio loop is in B minor. Now, if I was a really good keyboard player and I had good musical theory, I would know what notes belong in the B minor scale, but let's pretend that I don't. So if I were to play some notes along with this that weren't in the scale of B minor, then I'm going to get some really terrible sounding results. So that sounds terrible. Let's undo that and use Scale Assistant to correct our scale. So I'm going to right or control click and get my draw tool, and I'm just going to draw in 4 empty bars of MIDI information for this instrument track. Then I'm going to get back to my object selection tool and I'm going to double click it. When I do, then there's a whole bunch of tabs over here on the inspector. It starts with transpose, but let's go to the Scale Assistant tab. And what we can do is we can tell it what scale we want to play in. The default is C major, but what I'm going to do is change it to B minor. Then in the editor down here, I'm just going to move this velocity window out of the way a little bit so I can see more of the keyboard. And now I'm going to turn on Show Scale Note Guides, because what that will do is it will change the grid in the background here to only show you the notes that are in the B minor scale. So when I click that, you'll see the grid change a little bit. And then if I were to draw a single note at measure number 1 here, let's just start with the root pitch of B, since this is B minor. And I'm just going to make a 1 count note there, so a quarter note. And then I'm going to turn on the snap pitch editing, because now when I click and drag that note around, it will only play notes out of the B minor scale. See how it missed B sharp right there? So it'll only play notes in B minor now, but then let's say that I played this part and I played some wrong notes. Let's go ahead and record. So there's a couple of sour notes in there, but now if I click the Quantize Pitches button, then you'll notice that a couple of the notes will get corrected into the proper scale. Bingo! Now when I play it back, everything's in the proper key. Or if you wanted to have the pitches corrected all the time, you can turn on the Snap Live Input, and that way if you play a wrong note, it will automatically correct it. For example, if I turn it off and I played the B, and then went to play C natural is not in the B minor scale, but if I turn Snap Live Input on, now if I play the B, and then played the C natural, it automatically corrects it to C sharp. And that is so cool for new users that may not have a musical background but want to make some beats or make some loops or entire projects but don't really know how key signatures and so forth work. And next I'll talk to you about the manual and help.